Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I just want to thank you all for going to my first upload and liking and commenting on it. I really enjoyed the comments that I have read. But before I get into this video, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. And I just want to thank y'all for supporting me on this journey, because this is something that I have been wanting to do for the last couple of years. But I was afraid to pick up the camera and do it. But I'm not afraid anymore. It just seemed like when you go through something, it just seemed like all that fear and all of that everything just go out the window. But anyway, I have a lot of story time for y'all. I'm going to be doing some cooking videos and a lot of other things, sharing my life with you guys. And I came up with a name, so I just want to thank all of my rising stars for supporting me. And I am so excited to continue this journey. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to push as hard as I can push so that I can be everything that I can be. And today's story time with LaDonna is going to be about becoming a teen mom. And I think becoming a teen mom was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I was on the road to nowhere. I was young. I was out there. I was drinking and doing all kind of other stuff. And I didn't know where my life was going to take me. I tried to... I'm sorry guys for the noise in the background, but I tried to be everything that I could be for somebody else. My whole life I have tried to be and keep up with everybody else. But now I'm learning me and knowing that it's not about everybody else. Everybody else is not going to make me, who I need to be. They're going to make me who they want me to be. And, following in people's footsteps, it kind of, it wasn't the footsteps that I should have been following. I should have made up my own way, because it's so sad, because God have laid the foundation for us. He have laid it. And we have yet just learned that, whatever it is we want to do, whatever we can do, as long as we believe in it and we just go out there and do it, it can be done. I never thought that I would really sit and upload a video and talk about my life on to so many people in the world. I never thought that I could do that. But y'all just don't understand my story. It doesn't start and end here. I have a long road to go. And I just want to talk about, when I was younger, I always wanted to do what everybody else wanted to do, and I'm probably was one of the youngest ones in the crowd. But I seen them doing this and I seen them doing that, and I cheated myself out of my life and what I probably could have been, because I wanted to just like catch up. I wanted to be right there with them. I wanted to just enjoy myself, not listening to what other people had to tell me, not listening to, what an adult had to say, finding my own way. And when you get around people, you should be around people who's going to influence you to do right. I'm not saying the people that I was around didn't influence me. I mean, didn't make me make the decisions that I made. That's what I mean. I made those decisions on myself. They didn't, do anything to make me do that. So I said that to say this, we have to make choices, and those choices need to be better for us. I didn't live my whole life for somebody else. But when I became a teen mom, it made me realize a lot, because I didn't have to just like sit around and want this and want that. I wanted better for myself. But it just seemed like every time I took off, something always pulled me back. Took off again, something always pulled me back. I was afraid to tell my family, that I was with child, that I was pregnant. And it wasn't that because I was like scared. It was because I was just afraid of what people was gonna think, what people was gonna say about me. I'm this young girl, and I'm too young to be out here doing anything. And I was. If I could have took it all back, I wouldn't change the fact of my son, but I would try to do it over again so that I could be better at raising my son. Because when I had him, it was like a light sparked in me. I had my great grandma, and she just, the way she was like in her 80s, and the way she loved him and always wanted to hold him, it just made my heart just like, dang, I just can't believe that a person can bring so much love into somebody's life, and immediately I didn't want to hang out, and I didn't want to do all this other kind of stuff, because I wanted to be with my son. Even when the day that I went into labor, nobody knew. My granny knew, but I never told her, but she knew. But I would always wear big baggy clothes, and I would always try to hide, and I was really small. I was real small. When I had my son, my granny had called my brother to come take me to the emergency room, when I went into labor. And I was at a point to where I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was going to happen. This was going to be my first time telling, my family member that I was getting ready to have a baby. I went to the carnival or the fair that night. And I rode all the rides that I could. I ate and ate and ate. And then next thing I know, I went to my granny house, took a bath. And by the time, I don't know if it was, I don't even remember the time of the day. All I know is that I started hurting, and I went in there and I told my granny. She already knew what the situation was. So she called my brother. They got me to the hospital. Of course, I was, I don't know, I guess I waited so long to where my son almost was born in the elevator. But we made it and got to the hospital. I had him, and that was one of the best days of my life, because you never know that you love something or somebody that much until you have your own child. At that point, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew what I had to do, and that was to take care of him. So, growing up with him made me be the person that I am, because the stuff that he learned, I learned, and we grew together, no matter what, no matter how old I was very young, but I did not care about nothing else mattered. I just wanted to make sure he was taken care of. I wanted to make sure nobody wasn't hurting him. I wanted to keep him where I needed to keep him so that I could see him at all times. It was even a point to where when I had him and I let him come out here to Austin to be with my parents for a couple of months, and those were the worst days of my life. I couldn't sleep, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I would call and see how he was doing and hear how he was doing, and I would be okay for a couple of hours. But then when you go home and you realize, your child is gone, you start feeling a certain kind of way. But I was glad, because when I had him, I changed a lot of ways. And I tried to make that a point to where I didn't want him to see me, grow up just leaving him here, taking him there, feeding him when I want to feed him, not feeding him when he's hungry, feeding him when I want him to eat. I know everybody used to call him a crybaby because he loved the bottle, he loved milk. And it's so funny because I would go somewhere, and when I come back, they was like, oh, we just wish we had a top to put on the milk cart to give it to him, because he cried all the time for some milk. So it was funny because he loved his milk. And if y'all could see him now, y'all will see why he loved his milk. But I mean, having him, it wasn't a mistake. I did have him at an early age, but it wasn't like, my whole life was over. I had to step up and be a mother. I had to, whatever I had, the couple of years that I had gave myself, I had to step up and realize that, Donna, this is something you got to do for the rest of your life. For the next 18 years, you need to take care of your son. And I was, I had a lot of support. But when it came to me making sure that he was good, that was on me. It wasn't on no one else. He didn't have his dad. He only had me. And, I had to, kind of growing up, teach him how to be better at, because he was the oldest. And he had 3 younger siblings. And I used to always have to teach him, you the oldest, you this, you that, you make sure that they okay. You make sure this, and, I would let him go play. And I would always just be looking out the doors and looking to see where he was at, because he loved to go outside and play. He loved to play football. He loved to play basketball. He just loved to be outside. And that really helped me having him, because I grew and I learned so much in life. He has turned out to be an awesome, when I tell you, an awesome young man who has never gave me any type of trouble. If he ever been in trouble in his life, it might have been once or twice. But he did a complete turnaround, which it wasn't that much because he was already a good kid. And, he grew to, just be something that I'm just proud of, because when you are a teen mom, you don't know. There's everybody always say, there's no book to be a mother. It doesn't have to be a book to be a mother, because you have your own mind of what you need to do. You know that a baby needs to be fed, loved on. You need to make sure that baby is dry and clean, and you need to make sure that baby is safe. So as I grew with him, I learned so many different things. I was at a point to where if anybody held him, as soon as he left, I thought that they would leave germs, that they left germs on him. So I would get alcohol and rub his little face down and rub his little body down, because my granny would tell me, when people hold a child for a while, it makes their body hurt. So I would just rub him down with alcohol and, lay him on a pillow and just try to make sure he was okay. I didn't care if he never slept or if nothing ever in life happened, as long as he was okay. I didn't have to eat, sleep, none of that. And, I'm just proud, and, I have another story about him. I'm not going to tell it on this video, but I mean, y'all, he did so much. You know how you have at the beginning, you have so many people in your corner cheering you on, and then at the end, bam, everything just blow up in your face. And I believe in, when you being there with somebody, be there for somebody. Don't sit up there and, be there for me then when I'm about to be, doing this or doing that, and then leave me at the end when, nothing happens. But I'm excited about everything that has, went on in my life. My children, I have 4 children. I have 3 boys and a girl, and I told y'all that in my last video. And I will express that every time, because I love my children. I love them dearly. And, they have been there for me. They have never left me. And it's been times where I did not know, what I was going to do, how I was going to make it. But just seeing the smiles on their face making sure that they okay, that gave me life every day. They gave me a chance to breathe every day. So, like I said, this is about me becoming a teen mom, and I don't regret it at all. I don't regret it at all, because if I regret being a teen mom, I will regret having my son, and that's never a fact in my life. I'm very grateful for him. He has given me two beautiful granddaughters, and he have just went all out, and did what he could do, to make things better for him, staying out of jail, and trying to, he graduated high school, went to college, and played football, and he just did things that so many young men are doing out here. And I am so proud of so many of the young men the town that I grew up in, and the town that I come from. I see so much. That's why I say my rising stars, because we are going to rise to the top. All of us, we are going to rise to the top. Just believe and know that you are somebody. We can't continue to let people beat us down. I'm sorry, y'all, beat us down and make us feel like we're nobody. We can't do that. I thought that, if I gave up, that so many things would change. No, giving up only makes it worse. Because when you give up, that's just how much more you got to catch up to try to be everything that you need to be. And believe me or not, y'all, I have wanted to tell my story in so many ways. I have wrote a book. I never, got the book out. I have tried to build myself up. I would always say, oh, I look so fat on camera. Ooh, this, ooh, that. But you know what? I'm beautifully made just the way God created me. And I'm very, very grateful that I picked up the camera and even uploaded one video, because I'm not afraid no more. I'm not afraid. I'm going to get my story out to the world, because I have so much to tell. And I'm not saying that my story is better than her story or his story, or, it's something amazing that's going on in my story. No. Everybody have a story, but I'm telling mine. So, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid. I'm very excited to take this journey. I want to take it as far as I can. And I know I have to push and push and push. I cannot give up. I can't sit up there and say, well, I started it, but I don't really want to do it. No, I'm going to do it. I don't care how long it takes or what it takes. I am going to continue to be, what I need to be to make me happy. I can't make everybody happy, because by me trying to make everybody happy, I'm the one getting hurt in the end. So now I have to make me happy and make me feel better about myself, and I know that I have to push, I have to push until something happens, because if I don't, then I'm gonna be the one left behind. I could have started this 2 years ago, but I let myself tell me I wasn't good enough. No one's gonna listen to your story. No one's gonna do this. But it doesn't matter. I'm gonna tell my story regardless, and I can tell my story better than anybody else can. And I don't care if what anyone has to say. I bet half of whoever have anything negative to say can't even walk a mile in my shoes. Probably a couple of steps. I have been through some knockdowns in my life. And it's being abused as a child, being in an abusive relationship, being in a broken relationship, getting your heart broken, you don't know how to put it back together, So I don't want to get into all of that, because like I said, this is me becoming a teen mom. And like I said, I wouldn't change it for the world. I would never look back on it and say I regret it. I wish the timing was different, but I would never want to trade my son and say, I wish. No, I love my son, and I'm very glad that I had him, because he have turned out to be everything that I desired, everything that he have Ben has just been, he's just been everything, and I have stories about my other children, and I'm gonna get to tell those too. But I know y'all waiting on part 2 of my first video. It's coming, but I got to get this content out so that I can continue to upload videos and try to get everything that I need to get, and try to be better at what I need to be better at. I'm at work right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video so I can get back in there. But I love y'all. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, my rising stars, peace.